Relieve post-surgery pain and swelling with the Breg Polar Care Kodiak cooler. In this video, we're going to cover setup, usage, and maintenance to ensure you have a smooth recovery. Now, let's get started. Today, we're going to show you what's inside the box for your Breg Polar Care Kodiak cooler. So once you receive your box, the first thing you want to do is check the label and make sure that you did get the correct cooler. Once you've made sure of that, let's open up the box. So we're going to start by cutting along the tape in the front and the back. Now, before you cut through the middle, you need to lift the box up just a little bit because you don't want to cut into the hosing on the cooler. So just raise it up a little bit and gently cut along the top. Once you've got it open, the first thing you should see is this paper here. This is a skin warning, and it just serves as a reminder to never put the pad directly on your skin. You always want to use some type of barrier, even if it's a piece of clothing or the sterile dressing. Next, if you ordered a pad with your cooler, your pad should be in the box as well. And again, you want to look at the pad and make sure that it is the correct pad that you ordered. Do not open the sealed bag until you've made sure of that, because once the sealed bag is open, the pad cannot be returned. So please double check and make sure you did get the correct pad. Once you've made sure of that, you can go ahead and pull out your cooler. Now, inside the box also, you will find your power supply. It's going to be located in front of the box, so definitely make sure that your power supply is in there as well. Then, once you pull out your cooler, you will also notice some instructions on the side of the cooler. This is a user manual to show you how to use your cooler. Once you've made sure that everything is inside the box, you're ready to use your system. Now that you've made sure everything you ordered is in the box, we need to set up our system. So the first thing you're going to do is decide which type of ice you're going to use. You can use the freezer bags, ice cubes, or frozen water bottles. If you use frozen water bottles, make sure that you remove all of the labeling glue before you put them into the system. You don't want that deteriorating and getting caught into your cooler. We have chosen to use the freezer bags. We sell these online and they are pretty convenient. They come with instructions. There's a fill line on each one. You fill them with water up to that line, seal them, freeze them, and then you can put them in the cooler. Make sure you don't fill above that fill line because when they freeze, they do expand. So if you're using the freezer bags, you're going to go ahead and put those into the cooler. Once you've got them into the cooler, we need to add our water. Put this into the sink and fill your water up to the fill line as indicated on the sticker inside of the cooler. Once you have filled the water to the water line, take your cooler out and go ahead and apply your lid, lock it into place, and now you're ready to apply your pad. Today we're going to show you how to apply the knee pad for the Breg Polar Care Kodiak system. So before you apply your pad, you need to make sure that you have a barrier in place. You can use a sterile dressing, which we sell on our website, and the sterile dressings are specific to each pad. You can also just put it over a piece of clothing, which is what I'm going to do today. So before we put the pad on, we need to go ahead and attach our straps. So you're going to attach one strap towards the bottom and then attach the other one towards the top. Once you've got your straps in place, put the pad over your knee. The larger part goes on the thigh portion. Bring your strap underneath and fasten it to the other side, and then do the same thing with the lower portion. And you can adjust the straps to make them looser or tighter depending on your need. Once you've done that, we need to connect the hose from the pad to the hose from the cooler. Now with the Kodiak system, you need to press down these metal tabs before you connect the hoses. Once you connect them, you should hear that snap, which lets you know the hoses are secure. Once you've gotten your hoses connected, take your power supply, plug it into the wall, and then take this end and plug it into your cooler. Now, while you're using your system, you want to double check your skin frequently for any type of redness or irritation. And also, your healthcare provider may give you a protocol for using the system. However, if they don't, the rule of thumb is 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off. Here's a pro tip. For optimal performance, you want to keep your cooler somewhat level with the body part that you're treating. Once you have completed using your therapy, you're going to want to disconnect the power supply from the cooler to turn it off, and then disconnect it from the wall. You're going to disconnect your hoses, and once again with the Kodiak, make sure you press down the metal tabs before you disconnect. You may see a few drops of water when you disconnect. That's completely normal. Take off your straps to remove your pad. Next, we're going to show you how to clean and sanitize your cooler before storing it away once you've completed your therapy.
Quick reminder, if you find the video helpful, please subscribe to our channel or think about giving us a like. It's a simple, free way to support us, and it helps us create content for you. Also, you can purchase the products featured in the video directly from our YouTube store. Now let's get back to the review.
Now that you are finished using your Breg Polar Care Kodiak, we need to clean and sanitize the system. Now, if you're still going to use it, really all you need to do at this point is empty the water from the cooler and wipe down the pad with a Clorox wipe. However, if you are completely finished, we're going to show you the steps necessary to drain and sanitize it. So the first thing you want to do is remove either your freezer bags or the frozen water bottles from the cooler. After that, make sure you unplug the power supply and then pour out the water. So as you can see, we've already taken everything out and drained our water. Next, we're going to refill the cooler with warm water. There is a fill line inside of the cooler. You're going to want to fill it with warm water up to that fill line. Once you have filled your cooler to the fill line, go ahead and take it out of the sink. And then we are going to add either vinegar or bleach. So you can use either one. If you use vinegar, it's going to be a half a cup. If you use bleach, it's a third of a cup. We are going to use vinegar for our cleaning process. So we're going to take it and fill it up to the halfway mark. Once you have filled it, you're going to take it and pour it into the water inside of the cooler. Then we're going to apply our lid. Put your lid on, lock it in place, then hook up your power supply. And you're going to let the cooler run for about 10 minutes. This is going to push that warm water and vinegar through the cooler and the pad to help sanitize it. Now that you've let the cooler run for about 10 minutes, we're ready to drain it. So first thing first, unplug the power supply. And then before we disconnect the pad, go ahead and hold it up and let some of the water drain back through the hose and into the cooler. This just helps to try to get some of the water out of the pad to make the draining process a little bit easier. Once you've done that, go ahead, press down your metal tabs, and let's disconnect the pad. Take your pad and hold it over the sink. You're going to want to kind of roll the pad, and this is going to help push some of the water down into the hose so we can drain it. So on this side, you can hold down this little black tab and you'll notice how the water comes out. You can do the same for the other side. You just need to take like the back of a pen, something small, and kind of press it into that one. So once you've drained out as much water as possible, we're going to go and drain our cooler. Unlock it, remove your lid. Take your cooler and empty the water into the sink. Now, once you've drained the water from your cooler, you're also going to want to take this end piece off. There is a little filter here. This filter just needs to be rinsed out to make sure that it's clean as well. And just keep in mind that proper maintenance is the key to the longevity of your system. So once you've gotten all the water drained out of the cooler, you can take some paper towels or a dry towel, dry it out, get as much water out as possible, and of course take a Clorox wipe to clean your pad. And now you're ready to store your system. Now that you know how to use your Breg Polar Care Kodiak system, click on the video to learn how to apply all of the pads for the Breg Polar Care Kodiak. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more recovery tips. Now, let's get back to living.